Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is your boy Tanveer Side, the Bengal Dragon, and on Blind Man Reviews. Make sure to hit that like, subscribe, and bell notification buttons if you enjoyed this content, as I am trying to grow both channels. And for a while, depending on how the growth of the Blind Man Reviews channel is, a few months, maybe a year down the line. So for a while, I'm actually going to post a lot of the movie review comment or content on both channels. Um, because I am legally blind and I consume like media as a legally blind, visually impaired person. So I'm trying to make that a bit more of a dedicated channel, the Blind Man Reviews channel, to be a bit more of a dedicated channel. So if all things goes well, I'll slowly shift all of my reviews, my media reviews or my movie reviews exclusively to Blind Man Reviews, and I'll keep the Bengal Dragon channel for sports and other stuff. But that's depending on how things go. A few months, maybe a year down the line. But yes, so that's why your support will be deeply appreciated. But anyways, the second video, if you saw my Venom Carnage review, I mentioned that there are going to be two videos. So this is the second one, and this is reviewing Spider-Man No Way Home. Okay, where do I start with this? Okay. I went into this movie not liking Spider-Man. Okay, because I mentioned this in my Batman review. My problem with Spider-Man is the fact that Spider-Man acts like a kid. He acts like not even a good high school kid, a high school kid. He acts like a average to perhaps below average, super hyper on sugar high school kid. And he ends up like this bumbling idiot all the time who's just so glad that he's able to actually solve a problem or help people and somehow survive in the end, without having a particular plan on exactly how that ended up happening. So that immense immaturity is why I don't like Spider-Man. All the villains, Electro, Green Goblin, okay, Doctor Octopus, okay, not Venom, but no, not the Spider-Man movie Venom, but all the other villains, they have a lot more conviction. They are a lot more cooler. They have a lot more purpose behind what they're doing, and they have a lot more believability even in their acting. Okay, even in Infinity Wars and Endgame, you can see all the heroes, well, except for Hulk, because I believe it's a problem with their writing. They wrote Hulk in a stupid way. Okay, but most of the heroes, even Captain America, they wrote them in a convincing way, as they would be mature adults, as the hero would be mature adults. Okay, Iron Man, Thanos, even Thanos, the villain. Okay, I believe even at sometimes Ant-Man had a bit more maturity than Spider-Man. Okay, because I'm sick and tired of this, the bumbling idiot nonsense. Thor. Okay, then who else you got? Um, then I believe even Hawkeye, all of them, they were very convincing in their roles as mature adults and whatnot. Doctor Strange, good lord, we forgot about Doctor Strange. Yes, only Spider-Man is the one that is such a young, naive kid who's still in high school and who's still has this burden of saving the world, and that is what absolutely completely puts me off this character, because I'm like, you're just a kid. You're just a kid. Like, what are you doing here? But I still went and saw Spider-Man No Way Home. I can break this movie down into two parts. And yes, spoiler alert. So, beyond this point, don't tell me you haven't been warned. You have been warned. Spoiler alert. Two parts of this movie. First part is before Aunt May dies. Second part is after Aunt May dies. The first part, before Aunt May dies, I was so annoyed with this movie. I was so disappointed because we got to see the immature Tom Holland bumbling idiot Spider-Man, the comedic Spider-Man again. At this time in prime mid-season, like over the top, 15 on a scale of 10 form. Like, you know, when he asked Doctor Strange, like, hey, make people forget, make all these people forget that I was Spider-Man. Oh, no. Have MJ remember I'm Spider-Man. Oh, have Aunt May remember I'm Spider-Man. Oh, have my friend remember I'm Spider-Man. Oh, everyone who is my friend who knows that I'm Spider-Man, have them remember I'm Spider-Man. Man, I wanted to throw my flip-flop on the screen. I went with Florida. I went with flip-flop. Okay? Okay, and anybody got a problem with this? Just shut the hell up. Like, you know, first, like, you know, smack the screen or something. Okay, I wanted to throw something at the screen because I was so freaking annoyed with, you know, with Spider-Man because they're putting front and center everything I can't stand about Spider-Man. Everything I can stand, putting it absolute dead front and center. Okay, and if people expect me to enjoy that, they know exactly where they can go and shove it. Okay, exactly. Okay, straight up. But after that, once all the people came in, like, the Dr. Octopus came in, the Green Goblin came in. And all those other people, the Lizard Man came in, Mr. Sandman, and Electro came in and whatnot. After that, once the other Spider-Man came in, that's when the movie started getting good. That Aunt May death scene, now that is a scene. I won't say it's the best scene done, but that is a scene that could actually, that actually sort of defined Spider-Man. Because, folks, I just finished watching, a few months ago, I finished watching Batman the Animated Series. I watched the Michael Keaton and Christian Bale Batman movies. Okay? In terms of character development and storytelling, my bar went sky high. After watching these content, it went sky high. And I started to realize after, watching some other stuff and, the Spider-Man, why I was able to pinpoint why I don't like Spider-Man. And that's why I said many times, it's because of Spider-Man himself. But once that tragedy happened, you saw the change in character. Yes, he was still a kid, but he was starting to become a bit more mature. And it still bums me out that it took so long for the MCU to find a way to mature the Spider-Man, to make him mature, instead of keeping him as a kid. This is why Spider-Man Homecoming, I didn't like it because of Spider-Man. The other parts of the movie I liked it, but because of Spider-Man was the worst part of that movie. I'm like, can you get another hero, please? Please, someone else, not this guy. How does the Joker put it in Mortal Kombat? You're an overripe second banana. When it was referring to Kung Lao, yeah, go figure. Okay, but after that, the movie became very good. They found a way to, like, reverse a lot of the conditions. Okay, they found a way to, like, make the, like, Tom Holland Spider-Man a bit more mature. Okay, like, they found a way to properly mix in the Andrew Garfield and the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. And overall, Willem Dafoe, I believe he was a Green Goblin. Very good acting. Very good acting. Okay. Doctor Strange, good acting. Doctor Octopus, very good acting. And even the final battle. Okay, the final battle was also a bit disappointing because it felt like, okay, you can, you need at least another hour, not hour, another like maybe 30-35 minutes for this. Because if you're fighting, like, three of the main villains of the movie, you can't just you can't just end it in one spot like that. But still, for what it was done well enough. And also the plot of the Green Goblin, that was also done very well. And Spider-Man, and this is one of the most important parts. The Tom Holland Spider-Man ended up killing the Green Goblin. For people who watch or who know about the Spider-Man lore, we've watched the comics about that, comics and whatnot. Very important part that a Spider-Man killed a villain. This is one of the very important key moments in this movie that I thought, in terms of character development and storytelling, that basically tell the people that yes, not Tom Holland has not matured, but has made significant progress in the maturation process, in the character maturation process, that he's no longer a bumbling kid anymore, or his mindset is not that of a bumbling kid anymore. And one of my friends pointed this out as well, because I went with a bunch of people. One of my friends pointed this out. Even in the end, he realized that part of being a hero is he has to make difficult choices in terms of sacrifice. So in the beginning, he said to ask people to forget that he is Spider-Man. In the end, he asked Doctor Strange to make him forget that he is Peter Parker. So that was also done very well. And once the things have changed, he found out that people are actually doing pretty well. Like his MJ and the other guy, they're actually doing pretty well. So that actually is the very good part of this movie, and that is what makes this the best Spider-Man movie I have seen. And I believe a lot of other people say this, that this is the best Spider-Man movie they have seen. So if you're a fan or not a fan of, if you're like a casual or a hardcore fan of Spider-Man, I would strongly recommend to go watch it. Now, in terms of the special effects and whatnot, the action, it's a Marvel movie, collaborated with Sony, so it's going to be good. Okay, now, the audio description. The audio description is actually, it could have been done much better. It really could have been done much better, because once again, the volume levels were a bit off. Because yes, the headphones come with individual volume control for the left and right side. But all that it does is increase the overall volume. It doesn't increase the narrator's volume. And also the accuracy was a bit suspect. Let me give you an example. Towards the end, the post-credit scene, Eddie Brock is in a bar, Venom in his mind, and he wants to learn about this universe. The bartender is telling him about this universe, and all of a sudden, Eddie Brock and Venom disappear back. So the only conclusion is that Eddie Brock and Venom came to this universe, and due to Doctor Strange reversing the spell, he went back. Otherwise, it would make no sense for Eddie Brock and Venom to learn about a universe that they already exist in and already beat Riot and beat Carnage in. So this was like a trip. This is the teleportation you saw was a return trip. Okay, it was said in the audio description that a symbiote was left behind. Now, my review from Venom Let There Be Carnage, I mentioned that in the lore, symbiotes cannot be killed by another symbiote swallowing it. In the lore, symbiotes can only be killed by fire or sound. So maybe this was the Carnage symbiote that came out. And I went with my brother, he said that no, this symbiote was not red. That red description, that red descriptor, that red feature, or the black feature, he said this was black. That black feature was not mentioned by the audio description. So that's just one example of where the accuracy of the audio descriptions could have been better, and also the timing of the descriptions could have been better. But still, the audio descriptions, it definitely helps from time to time in trying to understand what happened. So I would say it just needs, not a little bit, a whole lot of fine tuning. So anyways, that's my review for Spider-Man No Way Home. I would give it a 9 out of 10. Very good movie. Definitely go watch it if you're any type of fan of Spider-Man. And also please, if you enjoyed this content, please do hit that like, subscribe, and bell notification buttons. It's your boy Tanveer Saad, the Bengal Dragon, from Blind Man Review, signing out.